season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. Brings up second and 4 at the 31-yard line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
Carr going to try and throw on third down. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he is going to have the Raiders first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. Powers through him. And running with power here. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got the lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Now a toss to the left for Jacobs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. First and 10 at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. Into the red zone, it's Carr. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Second and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Carr escaping the pressure right. Open space inside the 10. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
The sack on first down took him out of a traditional running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the first. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal. Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 4. Back to throw. Fields.
And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Mark that down as a pickup. Up 13, and the Bears have the first. On first down, it's Fields. And Graham's got it. Complete. 7 yards, the pickup there.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On first down, Fields.
He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
Justin Fields at quarterback gets the completion there. CD, what do you think the key is to stopping this talented former Buckeye?
Pressure, pressure, pressure. Rookie quarterbacks have to survive the initiation of the pressure of the NFL. Now, his athleticism can scare you a little bit because if he evades it, he can go a long way. But in the beginning, you want his eyes to go to the rush, not downfield, So bring those extra guys and see if he can handle it.
First down, a run with Cohen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Cohen, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted.
He's picked off just shy of midfield.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Here's Fields.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A sack by one of the most consistent D linemen in the game, Gerald McCoy. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Another try after the first down sack. Fields throwing the out route incomplete. It's Robinson. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
On 4th down, Fields.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to pump the ball, they've done so with that first run.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Eluding the pressure right.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver.
And it'll bring up 3rd down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. It's complete to Snead. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Looking deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. At the 33-yard line.
Play action. It's Fields.
He finds Robinson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Fields to the veteran Robinson for the Chicago first. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second down and 7.
On the give, this is Cohen. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
This is caught. Touchdown!
Darnell Mooney.
His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The
Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. And think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep is Philip Dorsett. This is taken at the 23. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
58 to the money. 58 to the money. Hang on these 637.
On play action. Now Carr. Flushed out right. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. To throw, it's Carr.
This goes out wide for Drake.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he is out of bounds goes, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up first and goal.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
58 Mike, 58. 58 Mike. I'm coming for you. You
Now a play fake. Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
Carr, a handoff here to Drake.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Kenyon Drake, his second touchdown on the season. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the... gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Well, this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
On play action, Fields.
And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Robinson's got it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Again, Fields.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Goodwin. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From the gun, here's Fields. And left side here, it's Graham. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
That's a staple in this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
To throw again on second down.
Fields. This one swung out to Williams.
Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Fields throwing again.
Wide open receiver complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A good pickup, but it will come on and he gets it into the end zone with no time left in the second quarter as they take the lead.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Santos with the extra point, and it's now 17-14.
Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium in Brandon God.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Here's Fields. He'll drop this one down to Cohen.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be second down.
And the Bears are very happy to have Tariq Cohen back for situations just like this. 150 catches combined in 2018 and 19, but hurt his knee in week 3 a year ago. Having his shifty moves and great hands, a terrific asset for their offense.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields swings this out here for Cohen.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. On the handoff, it's Cohen. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
44 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Fields. It's complete to Robinson. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Throw left side complete. That's Graham. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 1st down, Cohen. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Cohen gets it again on 2nd. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bears take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. Offense set to get this drive started. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Flush to his right. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. 20, 10, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position. And that was special there.
And normally when you see guys move it this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play. And then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off. And he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
possession to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, is so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Carr.
And once more to Ruggs. This time the catch made.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Able to find Waller. That's complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Play action. Now it's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open. But oftentimes, you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Cohen. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as he gets this to the Raiders' 37. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's a handoff to Cohen running right. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
76 yards rushing here for Cohen. He's got a 1st down. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cohen, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Draw play. Cohen. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Fields now to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
At their own 15-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 18 more yards there and another 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing now is Carr. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 30. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, it's apparent the defense understands the situation. They have to keep them out of the end zone here. That's a great start by them. A loss on that play. Can they force them into a field goal attempt and still give their offense an opportunity?
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
79 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Now here's Fields on the sneak.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Justin Fields
keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Bears look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And
this is taken in. It's complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and then, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, and that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
And they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. On 3rd and short, Drake.
And this is going to be a Raiders 1st down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here's Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses are focused so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
And that one drops to the ground, incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions are giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. Flushed out right. He's gonna let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And his guys are gonna take over at the 31-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Chicago, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.